Hi, beautiful Sagittarius. Welcome to a new era. My name is Emma. Yes, any old comers, this is a new thing here. Cut it off. It was really getting long. It was really bad, in bad shape. So I'm still learning, and you will see me fidgeting in my hair because I'm getting used to it. So just sort of ignore that through the reading today. For any newcomers, welcome. Yes, it was like down to my hip, probably longer. But now he's gone. Okay, there's so much happening, Sagittarius, and I just want to say, I just feel like you probably know, for any old comers, that I would have done the love readings today. Like every other week I would do general readings, and every other week I would do love readings. There will be love in these readings, even though I don't mainly focus on them, because I just feel like it's not true anymore. And I just have to follow that instinctual feeling that I'm not saying that relationships is not good, and it's all about the relationships. It's all about us becoming more and more sort of community bound communities, rather than individuals being on our own little island, if that makes sense. But I just feel so much that we're moving from like a lower collective place into what we're now figuring out is like the love vibration. Like we have never been in the love vibration. We're coming into it now, which is love, joy, harmony. That's what it's all about. And so in the lower frequencies or the lower vibrations, when we say I love you, we mean well, but we don't know what it means. Like love is a vibration. It's the core of who we are. And we're starting to lose our identity around it, so that we can sort of start to figure out again that is what we innately are. We're love first and foremost. We're joy. So doing these boy meets girl, girl meets girl, whatever, readings sort of it feels a little bit outdated. I don't want to step on anybody's toes because, like I said, it's equally important with these relationships, and probably more than ever if you meet somebody right now and they're matching your love vibration that we're all sort of coming into as a collective. At least some of us are choosing it. You will find the most gorgeous, gracious, graceful, beautiful, loving relationship you've probably ever encountered. So with that said, Sagittarius, I hope you enjoy this sort of new take. I'm just going to sort of call it a general reading and see what comes out, and you fit it in whatever it fits in your life. I'm going to start as an overall here. We're going to go deeper into the message, and there's going to be plenty time for you to figure out, is this your reading or not, Sagittarius? If it is, I have an extension that you're so welcome to join. Take a deep breath if you want to. Sagittarius, what is going on for you? I've set the time frame to somewhere mid-August until somewhere mid-September of 2021. Sagittarius. Right, I'm on the hunt for new decks. I feel like these decks have become sort of an extension of me and the energy that I want to sort of give to you, and it feels like the deck sometimes doesn't live up to what I'm trying to explain, or I can still find whatever I'm supposed to find in these decks. It's just it's fun to switch it up every once in a while as well. So if you feel like you just have this feeling like, this deck probably would serve the readings, it would serve the energy, please put that in the comment section if you want. It would be really helpful. Thank you. Sagittarius, there you go. New beginnings. New beginnings for you, Sagittarius. Is there anything else? So I'm getting black toe here, so those are slippers, or those are shoes, where the band goes over the big toe. There you go. But today I'm seeing it, or I was hearing black toe. I was like, black toe? What does that mean? And it, like, if you don't look too closely, it actually looks like a black toe. So if somebody just got a black toe, if somebody just hurt their toe or stomped their foot into something or whatever, just, I don't know, pay extra attention here. Or just know that your guides are truly with you. They're just playing a trick on you right now, or just get your attention or something like that. Black toe. Is it a brand? Is it not that literal? I'm not getting anything around it. I'm just getting black toe. No, I'm not even going to try to figure it out because I'm not getting anything around it. So, okay, new beginning. That's all you get, but don't you like that? New beginning. Something has come full circle. Something has come full circle. You're ending a cycle, a big cycle in your life. You're wrapping it up and you're ready to take the next step. You're ready for the next move. You're stepping onto this new earth, if you will. It almost feels imaginary. So for some of you, it might still be imaginary. Like you imagine this new earth. You imagine this new place for yourself in your life, whatever that is on your journey right now. Because I see these steps is like this big door. This big door that is behind you feels like more real. It feels like more, this is your reality. This is what you're stepping away from. And we have the steps behind you sort of sitting in thin air that is not real. What is real? And it's like you're stepping down. Do you see how you're stepping on these steps just to step onto the new earth here? It's like you're having one foot on the final step there, and you had the other foot, you sort of have placed it on the new earth. But the staircase itself is sort of imaginary. It's like it's in thin air and it's not really real. And so I feel like this shift or this change or this coming from your old reality or coming from your old perspective or whatever you want to call it, experience, stepping onto this new earth, I feel like the journey there or the pathway there might still be in sort of an imaginary path. It's not quite clear what the next step is in reality for you, but you know that you imagine it and you're following the cues, you're following the breadcrumbs, you're following your intuition. Let's just straight away see what that is about. So can we just clarify this card for Sagittarius, please? Completely dressed in green, which for me is all about you've healed or are healing something. You're becoming whole as we speak. You're a little bit like holding on to a safety line. It's so interesting because it's like when you know there's the little ones that are learning to walk. Even if they don't even understand, like they're so young, they don't understand that if they got a hold of their sweater, it just feels like they're holding on to something. And when they hold on to something, they can take little steps. You know, this is how they look. Is not something that you're actually holding on to, that it has a solid ground. It's just the illusion that if you just hold on to something that feels a little bit more safe, you can sort of start to walk forward. And it feels like you're holding on to this. It's actually a purse. It's actually a bag or something like around your neck there. And it's like you're holding on to it. You're having this staff. You haven't quite learned how to use it just yet to sort of support yourself. So you're holding on a little bit to, it's like you're learning to walk. For a baby, I would say, okay, so they're learning to sit and then you know, or crawl and then walk and run eventually. And it's like this whole new, just having that understanding from a baby's perspective, it's like a whole new world. It's a literal whole new world to go from like being just crawling around and sitting to be able to stand up and actually walk. And there's a little bit of a safety line there. It's a holding on to whatever feels safe for you, and learning to use the staff in this new way of walking, in this new perspective for you. So it's a very initial, like, learning to, I don't know if you necessarily learn to walk again, but it's definitely learning to, like, how does this fit? Like, what do you do here with this? I have all this information, and I've imagined it so many times, and I'm now sort of, like, at least in my mind, I'm stepping onto the new earth. I'm holding on a little bit because I'm learning as I go, literally learning as I go. And I have this staff, but I don't know fully how to support myself just yet in this new environment. So why is this here for Sagittarius, please? Yeah. 5 of Gabriel. You'll figure it out. Isn't that a beautiful confirmation? You'll figure it out. But you will. No, that's it. 5 of Gabriel with a puzzle. A challenge you can resolve. Didn't you have this last time? It feels like you had this last time. A challenge you can resolve. Withdraw from the drama of others. That stands out so much to me. Withdraw from the drama of others. Have patience with yourself and those around you. So just because you're withdrawing from them doesn't mean that you necessarily have to cut the cord completely, but still have patience. Be patient with yourself about how you feel about others, and have patience with others when they act in certain ways right now. But you should remove yourself from it. It feels like it's very toxic, or I shouldn't say toxic, but it feels like it's very draining. It's very draining to be around certain people or certain situations right now. It doesn't, like I said, you don't have to remove yourself completely, but on occasion, like, you just need to go and get your energy back. This is a clarification for this. So the new beginning, and imagine this new earth, imagine this new pathway for yourself. Holding on a little bit there. You will figure it out. This is a life puzzle. You have the puzzle piece, and you're being given more puzzle pieces to make it fit into this situation. This is a challenge. This is a situation that you can resolve. To stay clear and to stay focused, you just need to move away a little bit from the drama of others, from a situation that sort of is a little bit, it takes some energy from you. It doesn't have, in the long run, it doesn't have to take energy from you. In the long run, you could have people act and behave and do whatever they want to do, and it doesn't affect you one bit, because you are whole within yourself, and you don't have to allow others to sort of inflict their stuff on you. You don't take it on, because as you go, you will learn to just stay within your own energy field, if that makes sense. But as of right now, and there's nothing wrong with it, when you it's like saying if you broke your arm, or your arm is like off, it is just off. You don't sit there and say, I'll meditate on this for a bit. I'll move away because this freaking hurts like hell. So move away for a bit. I'll go into meditation, because I can still stay in my complete alignment here, and it doesn't have to bother me that this arm is off. No, you go fix it. You go into the doctor and have the doctor put it back. And then, as you become stronger and stronger and more centered in your own being, you don't even have to get to the broken arm or sore throat or headache or whatever tension is going on. You don't have to have those things happen to, it's only guidance. It's guidance to say you have been involved a little bit too much in other people's business, and you need to slowly walk away a little bit from it. Don't necessarily have to cut the cord completely, but we have to move away from it a little bit to just get your breath, get your energy back. So the main message here, though, is not that. The main message is you will figure it out. You will figure it out as you go. And that, I think that's the whole joy of it as well, the whole experience of it. like figuring out how to come from sort of an old experience, an old reality, and imagine this new reality, how you sort of take those steps onto this new earth. Imagine that over and over again so that you sort of become it, and you will figure it out as you go. 5 is overcoming. You're overcoming this. You're figuring this life puzzle out. Okay? What else do we want to tell Sagittarius, please? And the thing about a puzzle is that you don't figure it out all at once either. You don't have all the pieces and then it's like in one maneuver you just there, you know? The whole thing about a puzzle is that you take one piece at a time and you figure out where it's, you sometimes have to sort of look for it for a little bit and like, no, there, if it's there. You know, and just treat it as you treat a puzzle, a real puzzle. You don't do everything once, like at a one in one stack, you know, there, done. That's the whole thing of a puzzle. It comes in pieces. Sorry, starting to shuffle and then get something new. I also have to say, it's almost like somebody is like, I feel, I know I might be a little bit judgmental now, but I feel it's more like a guy thing than a girl thing, that you will find, at least when I grew up, I had my cousins, like my cousins were all boys, still are. And you know, who knows these days? And so they would take a radio or a, you know, those electronic little cars you could drive with, electronic cars or whatever. They would take anything like that and just dismantle it, just pick them apart completely. They would have 1,000 pieces. Like, why did you do that? Like, I would never understand why they would pick them apart. They would pick them apart only to put them back together again, to figure out what went where. And then they sort of took that up in older age to sort of, if they had a, you know, motorbike or a Vespa or a moped, whatever you call those, and they would do the same with the engine, like with whatever was on there. They would just pick the whole thing apart to sort of look at the pieces and figure it out and then put it back together. And never in any case did they want some sort of manual. Like, they never wanted to look at that. They wanted to figure it out for themselves. I feel like it was more of a guy thing, but maybe that's sort of, it's just that I was never interested in it, and I never saw my girlfriend say, hey, should we go and pick a radio apart? It's sort of quite telling my age. We don't have radios in that way, or cassette tapes, or, you know. Never once did we sort of say, what should we do today? Should we just pluck this little radio apparatus apart so that to do what? To put it back together. I never had the urge to do that. I've never had the urge to pick a radio apart to then put it back together. But it feels like something like this for you, whether you're a woman or a man, on your path right now, that it's almost like you plucked your whole freaking life puzzle apart. So it might have looked really chaotic there for a bit, really tremendously chaotic there for a bit, only to put it back together. And is now we're piecing it back together. So that picking apart the radio might come in handy right now, because you already done it a couple of times. If you're a man, or if I'm not so judgmental, a woman. Okay, let's see what comes out here. The thing is, I got a third thing. I figured I'd just shuffle so I get a card. So I just want to say one more thing, and it's that one of my sisters, when she was really, really young, probably, I don't know, 5 or 6 years old or something, She went away from home. And my mom and dad were just beyond worry because they could not, we were living in this small community. Everybody knew everybody. Everybody had, if my parents couldn't see us, somebody else's parents could see us. It was just a silent understanding that, everybody looked out for everybody. And then my sister took off. And she was nowhere to be found. And I don't know if this was for 15 minutes or if this was for 3 hours. I have no idea. But for a while there, we did not know where she was. And so they started to panic a little bit. And so when when she showed up again, my mom sort of gave her a little bit of a lecture there. And she was like, oh, man, I was out of my mind worried about you. Like, why did you wander off like that? And in Swedish, she would say, hittar man bort så hittar man hem, which translates to, if you find your way away, you will find your way back, or like find your way home. If you find your way, it's not like I'm getting lost and I will find myself again. She had the feeling of if she could find her way away, she could find her way home. And she probably has kept that over the years. If I think about it now, it's like if you have the solution to one way, and everything is sort of intertwined. There's no question without the answer. There's no problem without the solution. It always comes like in duality. It always comes as a counterpart, right? And so if you find your way away, you find your way home. If you pick something apart, you will pluck it back together. And if already with the question, there's an answer. Like you cannot have one without the other. The darkness and the light, like it's just the polarities. You just can't have one without the other. So there's something to it here today that if you pluck it apart, you can piece it back together. You'll figure it out as you go. If you find your way away, you will find your way home. It's like you will figure it out. Why? Because the answer, solution, trick, response, it's already there. Once you have this, like once you walk away, there's already has showed up, like in the universe or in the deeper parts of you, in the layered parts of you, there's already an answer to this. Discontentment and boredom. So I feel with this, it's like, okay, you're trying to figure it out as you go. And again, it's like this is the new earth. It feels like, again, it's like we have the rainbow seeping in here. We have dreams about castles. We have the imaginary stuff there again. But you're still holding on. You're holding on. You see it seeping in, and you're holding on, and you are a little bit bored. You are a little bit like, can this please happen? But it really is up to you, Sagittarius. It's up to you to let go of this, like to start to walk forward and figure it out as you go. You don't do everything at once. I'm going to move this into the extension. This is an interesting start here. Move this into the extension and see what else I can find there for you to get you to move forward. How do you move forward? How do you get to this new earth? So if you feel like this is your reading, you resonate with this, you feel like, yeah, this is, I hear you. The link to the extension is in the description box down below. If not, thank you so much for watching, Sagittarius. Hope to see you back soon.